Comic Christmas party that goes on at Comedy Bar. What happened?
Somebody was dancing too hard or something. Their ass went through the wall. I had to re-drywall.
That's a good party.
Yeah, I had to re-drywall that section of the wall.
I watched Sisters with Tina
It was just
Fey.
an ass shape right in the wall. Like, you knew somebody went ass
beautiful.
first.
You measured the ass to try and find out who it was.
Yeah, I was like,
Yes.
who is this? Somebody's
He's
short.
ass.
Somebody's short but wide.
I just watched Sisters with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, and it's about a house party they throw, and there's all that stuff going on. You know, it's a good party when.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always...
Pass through the wall.
And the comics who were in here, we were talking about when Casey Corbin was in here with Peter Anthony and Matt O'Brien, and it was just before the Christmas party at Comedy Bar, and they were talking about everybody being too fried before they even get there, so Casey never even leaves the house. And but it's a good little party. We'll have to do cut-ins for inside jokes from there to really get behind the scenes and hang out with a couple of other comics.
We'll have to do them for the early part of the night. And then,
when everybody's coherent and ask them these compelling questions.
Then it's no cameras later. We've had hotel parties like that, like Comedy Awards or something, and someone's been in there taking pictures the whole time. And we're like, hey, man, not cool. And then, and they still keep going. So then you're like, hey, let's get a group photo. And then everybody gathers together. And then someone's like, I'll take the picture. And then they just go through and delete the guy's card.
Nice.
Classic move.
That's genius.
Yeah.
What's the biggest concern we have about comedy in Toronto market and in Canada?
It's dead.
Why?
No,
Not enough people going out to watch
it? No, it's great. I have no concerns.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you wish? Barry Taylor? Comedy Records?
What I wish? I don't know. I think it's going pretty well right now.
Is it? Is there a lot of people going out to see live comedy?
Yeah.
Have you seen an increase?
We're packed. Comedy Bar's packed. It's great. If what do I wish? I wish I had money to open another place.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
More
But would
money.
that... Pardon?
More money.
But open another place. Would that go back to what Vince asked you on air? Would it take away from the exclusivity of the underground?
It would have to be something different. You know, it would have to have its own voice and its own feel. But like,
what would that be? I know you don't want to give it away.
I don't know. I don't know yet. Like,
yes.
It'll often the space dictates that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but you're packed because Comedy Bar is the hot spot right now.
How many seats does
Absolutely.
it fit, by the way?
The main space is 100 and it can be 120 if you need it to be. Yeah, and the cabaret is 50.
Nice.
So it's, 2 little rooms. It's nice. But, again, if I had something that was 200 seats, it means you have another tier of comic you can bring in. It means more revenue for the comedians themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And just it would be fun to have a different layout of a space,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like one big space and
Or
stuff.
something, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know.
What do you think about Bridget? She's Amy Schumer on Amy Schumer.
Bridget Everett?
Yes.
She's awesome.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does she come into town often?
Sometimes. I was like this close to releasing her first album, but then
Wow.
didn't happen. Yeah.
Oh, that would have
It was
been
right
great.
before she blew up. I was like on
Yes.
her, and we were going back and forth, and she was really cool. But then she ended up doing it with someone else, and now she's way too massive.
Yeah. If you don't know who Bridget Everett is, you would if you watch Inside Amy Schumer. There's a great tennis match they do. Oh my gosh, she's in a lot of. I think she's in the movie too. Yeah, she is. She's in Trainwreck. And I asked because I thought Comedy Bar is a kind of different kind of place for her because her actually live show, she sings and does this whole cabaret show.
Mm-hmm.
So what other kind of shows do you see in the cabaret area of Comedy Bar?
Oh my, all kinds of stuff. Like, I'm pretty much in that room. I'll let people do whatever they want. So
Yeah,
pitch me your weirdest thing.
strippers.
No, we did have some burlesque shows at the bar in the past though.
I love it.
Yeah.
What was that like? See, that's the kind of stuff.
I don't know. And a lot of people try like audio commentary shows over there's a guy who does a show called Guts for Laughs where they watch horror movies and comedians do live audio commentary.
Love it. Where do you get that? Where can you watch that?
That's
YouTube?
the first Monday of the month. It's a live show.
It's a live show. And
Live
where
show's
do they...
not on YouTube. This is all.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a live show.
You got to go to Comedy Bar.
You gotta go there for any of these. But there's there's all kinds of weird things people try, and there's like shows where guys lay on like Tim Gilbert does a show I think where he lays on a couch with a blanket on, and people do stand up, and then he talks to them during their set.
Tim Gilbert, you better be on the show. I'm just no pressure, but Andrew's talking to you. I want you on the show.
There's all kinds of stuff like that.
Yes.
Are you like the Mitzi of Comedy Bar? People got comics that come and you got to perform their set for you?
Yeah.
And you give them a thumbs up or thumbs down?
Just send me an email, like, here's what I want to do, and I'm like, if that sounds cool, I'm like, yeah, go for it.
Very cool.
I'll let everyone try something once.
Barry, so Bridget
Same
Everett.
process. Just send me an email and
Yeah.
I'll give you that label.
Well, how does somebody, like, do you get approached or do you go, I think we talked about this before. but-
Both. Sometimes we'll approach comedians, or
Yeah.
sometimes they'll come to us. It depends, really. Yeah.
So Bridget Everett, she was your miss. Who else did you miss and kind of went, oh, man?
She was the biggest one, I think.
Yeah.
That was like, I think the label was like, I was in my first or second year.
Yes.
And I knew she
Too
was gonna
soon.
explode. Like she was just
Really?
she was just too good. And I
Yeah.
saw her. It was on that HBO, the John Doris show, and I was just like, this girl's
Funny as hell.
crazy. Yeah, funny as hell. And then I reached out to her, and she was in. She was all about it. And then her agent had other stuff set up, so it just didn't work out. Or whatever.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
U.S. management, hard to deal with.
they're difficult.
Why?
They're challenging.
Why?
They protect their clients in a way.
Okay.
The U.S. market is
Yeah.
They're hungry for the next thing, and it's like you struggle, and then you blow up. And we were talking about Canada and why it's hard. It's because there's nothing at the top. It's like here you struggle, and then you just keep struggling. And it's like there you struggle, and when you hit it really pays off.
And that's what Johnny Steele, that I was talking about, who did the at the Hot Docs Festival. It was Three Still Standing, about the comics in the San Francisco Bay Area, and they came about with Dana Carvey and Robin Williams. And then there's these three comics who are still just doing local clubs. And there was a lot of talk about that in the documentary, because Dana Carvey obviously hit it, and Robin Williams, and that's because they chose to go in LA. And then when you hit the top, and then there's more opportunity to do that, obviously, in the States. There's more of a star system. We don't have a star system here.
But they were also like, they want you to be ready. They want you to be good enough to blow up, because they need the next thing all the time. They
Right.
need to feed the public. They need to feed the machine. So it's like, get good. We're sometimes they'll rush you through, and you're not good enough yet. But you're you got something, or you're a bit popular, and they'll just push you through. And it's like, they're always trying to make the next star. And here it's like, everybody's great. Everybody's really good. And there's just nowhere to go. We're all, with our faces pressed against this glass ceiling.
Yeah.
Doing Second City in LA, when I was doing Second City in LA, very different from doing Second City in Toronto. Toronto's character building, scene building. Take it from its organic state and how we're going to let it grow and grow naturally, and yes and all that stuff. But in Second City in LA, I noticed, and Growling is like, be funny. Next week they need John Leno. Next week they need John.
Oh my
Kimmel.
God, really?
For a skit, for a bit, they need a comic actor. They need an improv guy. You got to be ready to go on TV. It's just being funny right now, versus in
Building up the
Canadian
star
market
system.
more. Yeah, building the scene together with a good team.
I got to say about U.S. management, when I was at JFL, of course, because I love Bill Burr, and he, I think, loves me back, I'm pretty sure. But I love him. I saw him in the Hyatt bar, and he had his baseball hat on, and I was trying to get an interview with him, and through the normal JFL way, but he wasn't doing a lot of interviews. Obviously, everybody wanted them. So I see him. And I'm like, oh, Bill, can I have an interview? And bam, his management's there, puts the hand right in front of me. The guy's like 6'5", right? Gorgeous, by the way. And I'm like, oh, dude, like I'm not like trying to hump the guy. I just want an interview. I'm not. And he goes, no interviews. I said, well, can I have a picture? And then of course my phone didn't work, so I looked like a tool. Bill was gracious as hell, but management, bam, right there. He wasn't gonna have me within 2 feet.
Well, you got to pay him for something. So if he didn't want to do interviews, at least they were there to earn their keep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Check us out. We're going to be on Periscope soon. You can see us live and then talk to us and stuff. Dirty. Whatever. You can cut that out.